Life is good 13. 13 love you all. You are creation 13. Today I want to talk to you about um, protecting yourself physically, protecting your spiritual field, as well as the effects of interacting with other beings, whether humans or animals, so on and so forth. The effects of it. But basically, the basic concept is you have to be aware of your spiritual being. You have to be aware of what goes on beyond this physical reality, because the spiritual realm, your spiritual being, is the real you. Okay, it is the real you. And all the effects and everything that happens in the spiritual reality, the fourth dimension, affects this reality. Um, and that's something you have to really become aware of. And it will really begin to make sense of what happens to you personally um, through your experience. Because there's a lot of things that happen that say, well, why did this happen to me? Why is this going on right now? It's learning how the spiritual realm intertwines into the physical reality, as well as um, how you um, interact with the situation. This is where the cause and effect comes in. But anyways, this is just going to focus on protecting yourself and being aware of what happens if you let somebody else in your field. So basically, give you a little picture. Hopefully you can see it. With the sun and stuff, I can't see. So, uh, all right, I'm assuming you can see it there. But you got two beings there, both the separate fields, and that's what you want to be aware of. Is that you got your own field and they got their own field. So you are protected. You also have guardians that protect and watch you. However, they can't. They only have certain ways of protecting you. Like say, um, they'll make sure that your spiritual essence does not deplete or die, because if you don't have your spiritual essence, then you'll leave your body. They make sure that doesn't happen. They know when you're going to pass. You can be aware of when you are meant to leave this body. But anyways, that's another story. But they can only guard you for so many things. But parasites, spiritual parasites, spiritual viruses, so on and so forth. You have to be aware of this, and this is where the clearing comes into play. Um, because you want to be aware of the effects of if you have a virus or a parasite on your being, and that's where I got there we go, the two people sharing the field. When you allow someone to enter your field, um, and this can be from like a simple handshake to holding an animal, any kind of being, so on and so forth. You're allowing them to enter your field, and if you're a weak being, meaning you're not aware of your spiritual field, taking care of it, clearing it, so on and so forth. If they have parasites and viruses on their spiritual field, it can be transferred to you. It's called a shared experience, and it can affect your reality. Sometimes pretty extreme. It really can. It can also make you sick physically. Because parasites and viruses, spiritually, when they attach to you, they transform physically into diseases. And this is something you have to be aware of. And there's a lot of controversies that surrounds this as well. That's something you have to discover for yourself. But a lot of times, if you got cancer, or if you got say some of your organs are deteriorating, so on and so forth, it could be because of your spiritual field was attacked with a virus or parasites, so on and so forth. But this is something you have to be aware of, and yeah, just be aware of it. It can be a very touchy subject. It really can. When you talk to people about this, because it's something that's not really talked about or paid attention to. But it's getting to be more and more known. Even scientists are, discovering more and more that our spiritual field is a lot more stronger and affects our reality a lot more than they thought. So it's just a self-discovery is key of that. Another thing to be aware of is to excuse me for a second. Alright, sorry about that. Another thing to be aware of is having, allowing people into your field. Okay. Say if you're having sex with somebody, you absolutely do not want to have sex with just random people. Like, say if you go to a bar or a club, so on and so forth, you have a good time, have sex with somebody, and then you just never see them again. And then it creates a process over and over and over again. So you end up with like sleeping with a lot of people. This is very bad for your spiritual being, your spiritual essence, because when you have sex, it can weaken your field and allow parasites and stuff to enter your spiritual field very easily. So you want to be very careful of this, and you want to absolutely make sure that you're only having sex with your partner that you're currently with, and only that partner, and being aware of your partner's field and their spiritual field. What you're allowing to enter into your being, because it can affect you a lot. From what they eat to what they do, can affect you a lot. So if you know that they eat bad food or something like that, you don't want to be touching them, nowhere near them, sexually, until that food digests out of their being. It's a hard process, but it's you have to really get down to the details of this. It just seems like a lot of humanity themselves are not wanting to pay attention to details. They seem to just want the easy way out. This is just from my experience. Just from what I've seen with people, is that people refuse to look into things. They just go, okay, well, okay, this is this, whatever. Oh, this is just too complicated. Okay, whatever. How are you supposed to enjoy life if you're so focused on that? Whatever. These are the answers that I receive, or I see people say all the time. And it's not that hard to just pay attention to detail on things. Just pay attention to detail. When I look into something, I fully go into full detail on everything. I view, I observe, and you need to discover everything, every little piece of detail. So you are experiencing it and finding out all the answers for yourself, instead of just having somebody else give the answers to you. Yes, I love you too. So anyways, so you need to be aware of detail, becoming aware of detail, because this will help you master your reality and what you want to experience. So anyways, since I got on that conversation, what you eat affects your spiritual field and affects your spiritual being. And I've had a ton of people say, okay, well, if you eat meat, you know, it was a living creature, so on and so forth. But it's also dead. So they're like, well, then how's the spiritual essence attached to it? And then people say, well, fruits and vegetables are also living organisms as well. So it contradicts what you say about animals. All right, so let me clear up something from my experience and discovery. Eating meat is eating flesh, okay? It's eating flesh, no matter what it is, animal, human, so on and so forth, it's flesh. It is a living being that was killed, okay, murdered. You cook the flesh, okay, you cook the flesh so it's once alive. It does not matter if it was human or animal, okay? This is the thing that people are misunderstanding, is it's a living being. It was a living being, and it was killed for you to eat, okay? It was killed for you to eat. And you have to be aware of, with beings, they have the same process as you. They have the same spiritual field. They have karma, so on and so forth. And a part of their spiritual being is still attached to that flesh. Okay, it's still attached to that flesh. And you have to be aware of the meat, animal flesh that you eat, is all packaged from different animals. So say you can have 20 cows, or you can have other animals mixed in with the other animals, so you're getting tons of things attached to your spiritual field. And when it's in your being, you get bacteria and parasites from that meat, from the animal flesh, and it mutates and changes your DNA structure inside your being, and it creates parasites not only in your physical being but your spiritual being. And that's something you have to be aware of. And you have to discover that for yourself. It's very bad to eat animal flesh. We're never meant to eat animal flesh. The only reason why animal flesh was even introduced is because of sacrifices and rituals that took place a long time ago. A lot of, the beings that are in control now, which they're losing their control, and from past, they crave flesh. They live off of flesh. They have to eat flesh. They have to drink blood and eat flesh. This is their power. This is how they generate power. If you eat meat all the time, that's how you generate power. And it basically makes you a vampire because you are feeding off of flesh. Okay, you're feeding off of flesh. You're feeding off of spiritual. Hold on a sec. Okay, so you have to be aware of this. That you are becoming a vampire yourself. And there's been also a little thing that people are saying, oh, if you eat, if you eat a cow, right? If you eat a cow, someone was saying about like McDonald's and quarter pounders, so on and so forth. They're like, oh, you feel like a sudden burst, like you drink pop, like Coke or Pepsi or something like that. You gain a lot of energy. The reason behind that is because there is a lot of beings that are attached to this kind of food. There's a reason why fast food and pop, soda, is so popular, because it feeds off of the beings that you don't see. It feeds off the fourth dimensional beings that are surrounding you, and that's why you feel energized, because you are bringing in the animal flesh spirits and energizing from it. But it will lift you away, it will also lift away from you as well, because it's not enough. So you constantly crave more and more and more. This is why people who eat meat and drink pop and stuff like that are constantly hungry, because they're only feeding off of that spiritual energy, and there's not very much spiritual energy there. Let alone there's no vitamins and minerals from meat at all in the first place, or pop. So you're constantly craving for more and more and more and more and more. That's why people get fat and stuff. But anyways, yeah. So that's why. That's the effects of eating animal flesh or eating flesh itself. And that's something you have to discover for yourself. I'm sure I'll get bashed for this, but I always do. Now, this video is getting long. Now, when you eat fruits and veggies and stuff like that, okay, hold on just a second. My kids are getting into trouble. Anyways, the effects of eating fruits and veggies, okay? Are they living organisms? Yes. Everything is alive. The grass is alive, trees are alive, everything is alive, right? If you cut off a limb off a tree, it hurts the tree. It really does. It hurts the tree, okay? When you eat fruits and veggies, you pick that fruit off the tree. It hurts the tree. It hurts the fruit. And and it's the same with eating like an apple or a mango or something. It feels that as well. Now you have to replenish your body somehow. Okay, your physical body still needs some kind of nourishment, and it needs vitamins. It needs minerals. And the only way you get vitamins and minerals is from what the earth grows. Okay, what the earth feeds you. That's what it's there for. It's to help you grow and be nurtured. And with fruits and veggies, it does not affect you. Like, it's not going to give your spiritual essence parasites, viruses, and diseases. Unless if it's somehow poison, like literally like poison. But just like putting some like chemicals on it, whatever, bug kill or something like that. What they use for the distribution centers of fruits and veggies is not going to hurt you that much, because your body can fight it real easy. That's something you have to discover for yourself. But anyways, you get energized by fruits and veggies, and it strengthens and cleans your field. It keeps your field clean. It doesn't have a spiritual karma attached to it. Like I said, living beings have attached spiritual karma to it. Fruits and veggies do not have karma attached to it, because karma is created based upon an experience of an individual being that's living, walking, interacting with other beings. Fruits and veggies and trees don't move, so they don't create karma. They're just sharing energy, synergy, with the environment. That's something you have to become aware of. That's the difference between the two. But you've got two ways, like I said. Animal flesh itself is feeding you spiritual energy, but it's not giving you enough nourishment, so you crave it more and more and more and more. Fruits and veggies, you can eat it. You don't have to eat as much, and you get full off of it easy, because you're getting all the vitamins and minerals that you need, so you don't have to eat as much. You also got to eat nuts and beans and rice. Is also good to keep something in your stomach, to let it digest not as quick, which is also all part of the earth as well. So anyways, this video has gone on way longer than I participate. I really want to talk to you more about protecting, you know, different techniques in protecting yourself. But I guess I'll go ahead and make that in another video. So, hopefully this will help you guys, aid you in your spiritual experience and journey. If you got questions, let me know. If you don't agree with it, go ahead and leave comments about it as well. Because it helps me to, become aware of how you view these topics and experiences. So anyways, I love you all very much. 13 love you all. Namaste, the catch, and I will talk to you in a little bit.